Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, double honor to the apostles, the elders, salutations to you sincere brothers, teaching in truth and in sincerity. This lesson is going to be entitled, Then she that is mine enemy shall see it.
With my beliefs. I'm white. I'm a Caucasian because everything about me is different from an African American. I have naturally straight hair. My hair isn't nappy. It doesn't require weave. My nose is not giant as like African Americans. My lips are perfect. They're not too big and they're not too small. They're just perfect. My ears, I don't have black people ears.
Also, a background story regarding this is her mother appears to be an Israelite woman from the house of Judah. Anyway, she married a so-called white man, which he would be an Edomite. And after he died, her mother informed her that her father was actually a so-called black man. She told her, according to what she said on Dr. Phil's show, that he was an African American. So if this is true, she would be a Judite.
Because they're really giant. Most African Americans speak ghetto, but when it comes to black people, I think they're all ugly and I have nothing in common with them. I'm different from African Americans because I'm white. My figure is just like Kim Kardashian, and she's a wonderful role model. I act and I think like a white person instead of a black person. I believe that I'm completely and utterly better than them. Like, we're on two different levels. Like, okay, African Americans are here, I'm here. White people act and think just way more mature than African Americans. Black people, they think in a criminal way. When I think about African Americans, I feel like asking them, what is wrong with them? They're really dangerous. If African American is on the same street as I am, I'll cross the street to avoid their chaotic, thuggish ways.
Are you okay?
I'm irritated.
I'm sorry.
I just know that I'm white. I mean, she might not know that I'm white, but I know that I'm white. I can feel it through my veins. I feel it through my blood. I tell my mom I'll never be like any of those Negroes. My mom tries to criticize me about my supposed race. I tell her she's just ignorant. There's nothing wrong with my views or beliefs because I have freedom of speech and everything I'm saying is true.
Micah 7:10, then she that is my enemy shall see it. And that she is talking about the Israelite woman, okay, from Judah all the way down to Issachar. All right, then she that is my enemy shall see it. So according to the scriptures, the Israelite woman is our enemy. Why? Because she believes in the God of this world, Esau. And shame shall cover her. And why is this shame going to cover her? All right, and this is going to be during Jacob's trouble. All right, the Most High is going to even the odds, and shame shall cover her. And this is why, which said unto me, where is the Lord Yahweh thy power? Because she didn't have faith. She was faithless. All right. So by us going out there on the highways and the byways, all right, we are going to be protected. Lord willing, we are the hopeful elect. All right. And our women, if they don't get their mind right, they are going to die. Mine eyes shall behold her. Okay, now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. And that is when all this hell is going to break loose during Jacob's trouble. And this is the reason why we are in this low condition. This is the reason why our women are acting the way they act. Deuteronomy 28:15, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. And let's focus on one of these curses. Deuteronomy 28:56, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not venture to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness. Okay, so that goes to show you that our women were actually princes of Yahweh Ba'ashem El Shai, because they were in order and they were extremely ladylike. Her eye shall be evil, meaning her mind shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom. So she's going to have cruel intentions, according to the scriptures, toward her husband and toward her son and toward her daughter. And you can't get around this. Okay? This is part of the curses. Psalms 110:3. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. Okay? So, who? These women as well. And this black bitch. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning. Thou hast the dew of thy youth. And this is once we are in the kingdom of heaven. We receive those spiritual bodies. We are finally going to be where we belong, on top. All right. And if you are a prophet, you will be part of that government body of Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shaz under the 12. So Lord willing, you are edified. All praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, B'Shem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, the elders, and salutations to you, sincere brothers, teaching in truth and in sincerity.
Warning. For viewers sensitive to issues of race, be advised that the following piece contains gratuitous use of the N-word. And by N-word, I mean nigger. There, I said it. For the last 15 years, a man named Clayton Bigsby has been the leading voice of the white supremacist movement in America. Though not sold in any major bookstores, his books Dump Truck, Nigger Stain, I Smell Nigger, and Nigger Book have sold over 600,000 copies combined. Despite his popularity, very few have ever seen him due to his reclusiveness, but in an effort to bring his message to a wider audience, he agreed to give his first public interview ever to Frontline. But getting to Mr. Bigsby was an odyssey in itself, riddled with backcountry hollers, shifty go-betweens, and palpable danger.
Excuse me. Not sure we're in the right place. We're looking for Clayton Bigsby.
Well, look no further, fella. You found me.
Clayton Bigsby, the author?
What, you don't think I can write them books? Just 'cause I'm blind don't mean I'm dumb.
How could this have happened? A black white supremacist. Our search for answers led us here to the Wexler Home for the Blind, where Mr. Bigsby spent the first 19 years of his life.
Bridget Wexler is the home's headmistress.
Well, he was the only Negro we'd ever had around here, so we figured we'd make it easier on Clayton by just telling him and all the other blind kids that he was white.
So it's no different with this situation right here. She's spiritually dead.
He never questioned it.
Why would he?
You've written 4 books now.
I've written 6 books. They published 4.
What would you say is the overall message of your books?
Sir, my message is simple. Niggers, Jews, homosexuals, Mexicans, Arabs, and all kinds of different chanks stink, and I hate it.
I noticed you referred to African Americans. What exactly is your problem?
How much time you got, buddy? Where would I start? Well, first of all, they're lazy, good-for-nothing tricksters, crack-smoking swindlers, big butt-having, wide-nose breathing all the white man's air. They eat up all the chicken. They think they're the best dancers, and they stink. Did I mention that before?
Yes, I believe you did, sir.
Matter of fact, my friend Jasper told me one of them coons came by his house to pick his sister up for a date. He said, "Look here, nigger, that there's my girl. Anyone has sex with my sister, it's gonna be me."
You've never left this property, have you, Mr. Bigsby?
No, sir, not in many years.
What if I were to tell you that you are an African American?
Sir, listen, I'm gonna make this clear. I'm in no way, shape, or form involved in any niggerdom. You understand?
Yo, and if you want to check out the whole episode of this is Dave Chappelle's first season, Frontline, and just key in Clayton Bixby. Shalom.